Roblox is a platform where people play games and create them using Roblox Studio. A very popular genre of games or experiences, like Roblox calls them, is horror, but that doesn't directly mean that the experiences are actually horrifying. Matter of fact, most of them are more often funny than scary. Today, I will explore some Roblox horror games to prove my point of these games not being scary. I will split all of these games into three categories: chapter-based or story-based horror games, round-based horror games, and other miscellaneous stuff. I will play 3 games from each category and rate them from 1 to 10. With that out of the way, let's begin. The first game that I'll be checking out is Rat House.
Oh shit!
Created by Brute Jumble with over 13 million visits and an 82% rating. This horror game has low poly models and pixelated textures, kind of like the early PlayStation 1 games. To play one out of the 2 chapters, you have to go inside of a sewer pipe. While the game is loading, you get a warning message.
This game is not for the faint of heart.
It looks promising. So, the story goes as follows. You alongside 2 to 4 people, including this annoying kid, go exploring at the wealthy Cheddar estate titled Rat House, due to a killing spree that happened 50 years ago. The kid is important because he knows a lot of information regarding the rat house. At the rodent's residence, we decide to go inside the basement. While we repaired the power generator, that stupid kid went through a vent alone. While exploring the house, I found a key that led to Petunia's room. After opening the door, this cutscene plays.
Hold on. Oh my god, that was so loud.
Oh noes! The scary rat man killed the kid.
Man, I'm dead.
And now he's after us. The other guy that I was paired with died, even though the rat man moves slower than us. By going downstairs, the rat disappeared. After this traumatic experience, I decided that the best thing is leaving. But to leave, I need 4 buttons, so that means I still have some exploring to do. While doing so, the lights go out multiple times, which is pretty annoying. Bringing Granny a delicious cup of clean tub water, she tells you that the yellow button has been eaten by one of her cats. So, you have to kill it in order to get your precious button. Bartholomew is disgusted with you. However, he will reward you with the blue button by bringing him the big rat found inside of the ratman's lair. You go down there, get jump scared by this corpse,
What the hell?
get the rat, and all of a sudden boss music starts playing.
I'm probably gonna get out.
Again, the Ratman poses no threat whatsoever. You can easily outrun him and bring Bartholomew his much needed dinner. You get the second button and also the key to the attic. Searching through the boxes from the attic was extremely tedious, but eventually I found a trap that I'll need later and a lot of cheap jump scares. My chat pointed out to me that they sound like a dog choking. I finally got the green button and realized that I needed another one. But remembered, and by that I mean the game showed this cutscene again, of the Ratman having a red button on his back. That means you have to get the rat with a trap. I did just that, got the button, and almost got caught while escaping. So that was chapter 1. For the second chapter, I managed to get in alongside these 3 other people. In the second chapter, you wake up in your apartment, I think. And wait, is that Flamingo?
This fucking
You sleep, and after a mysterious voice calls you to meet him at Chitter's Clinic, you go there, and I think Chitter's Clinic is another game that Brute Jumble made. I'll check out that game later in this video. We went through a vent, found this little guy,
What?
and apparently we need to get an elevator access card to use, well, the elevator. However, the doctor doesn't want to help us, so we had to get the card from the guard. The Ratman appears out of nowhere, kills the guard, and now we have to run away from him. One of the guys died and the other disappeared, or died as well. I don't really know what happened. Anyways, after doing this maze game without getting noticed by the scientists, we got access to this door, which is full of experiments, and hey, that's Bartholomew right there, and also that weird creature I found in the vent. Exploring this door led us to Hug, the man himself, but he gets killed quickly by the red man, and now we have to escape the lab. So yeah, that was Rat House. The game tries to be scary via chase scenes or jump scares, but at the end of the day, it's not that scary. I'd rather say it's funny. I give it a 3 out of 10 on the scary side, but the game is very polished and well made. Nice job, developers. While I was searching for horror games, I noticed this game called the Night Shift Experience. I clicked on it, and scrolling down, I found myself in a rabbit hole. What is up with these games? It seems like one of them got popular, then everyone started making the exact same game with minor exceptions. I think that it's enough if I cover one of these games to kind of tell how the others are. Since I found the Night Shift Experience, I decided to play it. With over 89 million visits and a pretty decent rating, the game doesn't seem bad at the surface. But oh boy, you'd be surprised to find cheap jump scares that aren't even scary. Like, what kind of goofy odd jump scare? 0 out of 10. I will not elaborate. It seems like most of these games are connected story-wise or in some way. After finishing the game, I was then teleported into another shitty one of their games. In my recommendation, I found a game called Strict Brother, and it was actually really decent, despite it having a 69% rating. You and your brother come home after a car ride. It tells you to do your chores and go to sleep before 12 AM. You clean your room, prepare food, refill the generator, and go to your computer to play an obby that has a limited time reward. But before you know it, it's 12 AM, and you have to finish the obby before 6 AM. Your brother has to make sure that you're asleep, so he checks on you once in a while. To not be caught, you have to fake sleep whenever he enters your room. If he does find you awake, he puts you to sleep, indefinitely, by slapping the shit out of you. You also have a hunger, a thirst, and an entertainment bar that, if depleted, you will fall asleep, so you have to go in the kitchen, eat, drink, and refill the generator if needed, while keeping quiet so that your brother does not catch you. So yeah, the game can get scary whenever you hear your brother opening the door, but other than that, it's a pretty decent game. 2 out of 10. Looking into it, I found out that there are a billion other games that play the exact same. They are all titled Weird Strict Blank or Weird Sus Blank, and they all suck. This game didn't even work. Like, how am I supposed to play it if I can't teleport to the main game? Roblox has a pretty big problem regarding these copy and pasted experiences. It seems that when a game gets popular, many try to replicate that success by making their own crappy version. Please, make something original and don't try to copy someone else's work. At least add your own twist or something. Why am I so mad at these types of games? Well, it's because they work. A lot of them get millions of visits while other talented developers get a fraction of that recognition. I think we're done with this category of games. Froggy is a round-based survival horror hide-and-seek game with over 370 million visits and a rating of 87%. The description is insane, by the way. For this game, the players are split into two categories: the survivors that have to hide and make sure they don't get caught by the killer, and you guessed it, Froggy, who needs to find all of the players and kill them before the timer runs out. While survivors have the ability to see through third person, sprint and crouch, also fart, Froggy moves faster and can down players, but he can only see through first person. And pretty much you've got a balanced game, but because of one silly little mechanic, the games can be impossible to win as a killer. You see, when Froggy hits a player, they don't actually die, they just get downed and have to wait 50 seconds until they die. But wait, other hiders can revive them. How many times, you ask me? 2 times. Now in theory that shouldn't be that bad, but trust me, it is really bad. And there's the added bonus of being slowed down if a hider gets revived next to you, to kind of prevent camping. So basically, out of the odds are stacked against Froggy, making winning a match as a seeker almost impossible. Still won though. The game is not scary at all. Also, some of the maps are very out of place. Like, what were the devs thinking? What? We're making a horror game? Well, let's add fucking Minecraft. 1 out of 10. Froggy? More like, fuck you. Banana Eats is a game made by Reese Citrus. It has 641 million visits and a rating of 88%. This is the most popular game out of the ones that I've checked out, and it does kinda maybe sorta deserve it. Like in most round-based horror games, 9 players have to escape the killer, which is a banana. As a survivor, you have 3 hearts, can crouch, pick up power-ups, which one of them lets you see the banana for a few seconds, and the other one gives you a shield for a few seconds. Hide inside lockers, and do puzzles to shorten the time. 1 minute before the round ends, you can escape through the exit doors, but your hearts get reduced to 1, and the fruit can see you even through walls. The banana has to kill everyone, and has traps at its disposal. It moves slightly faster than the survivors, so that's cool. To kill the players, you have to get their hearts down to 0, but after hitting a player once, they gain a speed boost and a shield for a few seconds. What's really cool is that they made it so the banana can't camp the exit door, because there are 2 of them. So yeah, that's basically it. Banana Eats is very polished. I haven't encountered any glitches in my play session. But is it scary? No, not at all. Maybe you can get scared in some situations, but I find it more frustrating when a banana gets
Bro, are you kidding me? How is he right behind me? How?
Still a solid game. 2 out of 10 scariness. One day, it began. Out of nowhere. Quite literally, as if it was always here. Nobody knows where it came from. Or where it went. Bear. Bro, shut up! Do you have what it takes to survive this monstrosity? Or maybe, just maybe, are you the monstrosity? Alright, you probably know what Bear is, since most of my subscribers are Bear fans. Bear Alpha has almost 300 million visits and an 89% rating. If you didn't know, in Bear Alpha, as a survivor, you have to survive for the whole round and to not let Bear hit you 4 times. You can sprint and do puzzles to shorten the time. As the bear, you are faster than the survivors and can also jump higher. There are a bunch of game modes to spice things up, but at the end of the day, the scariest moment in Bear is when you hear Sam's voice line.
Prepare to die.
You know you're screwed if you hear this. I'll still give it a 3 out of 10 on the scary side. Sorry Bear fans, but Bear is not horrifying. I've either gotten used to how Bear looks or... No, that's probably it. Good game though. Scantest demo doesn't even look like a horror game at a first glance. But oh boy, you're in for a treat while playing this game. It is very underrated, having only 1 million plays and a 97% like to dislike ratio. The description says that it's a short demo showcasing the bright future of LiDAR technology. Getting into the game, you are presented with the controls. Pressing one of those keys or clicking starts spawning white dots that help you see the room that you're in. While exploring, you can find furniture and other players, I think. Let's call them entities. You keep doing so until a weird sound starts playing while a red entity appears. I'm going to be honest, this made me jump. Being used to the white dots, then all of a sudden seeing the red dots made me feel like I wasn't alone. Also, this pop-up appears, but it's actually fake. You continue exploring with this ominous sound in the background until... Damn. Actual scary stuff for once. 8 out of 10. Scariest game of the whole video. Cheryl's Clinic was made by the same developers that created Rat House. With 250,000 visits and a 92% rating, this game looks promising. The first thing that you see inside the clinic is this handsome guy, who is sitting in a very strange way. Exploring the clinic, you find these very ill people who need help. Alright, now the scary part. While exploring, this little guy shows up. You follow him into the bathroom, and he shows you the average toilet at a Taco Bell. All of that work made him thirsty, so now you have to find and give him 3 cups of water, or else he's going to call the nurse. By helping him, he rewards you with the crowbar that you use to get out of the clinic. But there's one more thing you can do. Yeah, so that's Children's Clinic. The game had a more creepy atmosphere, but other than that, it's pretty good. 3 out of 10. The final game of the video is Jim's Computer, a psychological horror game made by GrogChamp, with over 20 million visits and a 98% rating. The game has a retro design atmosphere, kind of like the 2008 Roblox era. You play as Jim, who just got his computer delivered to his house. On the computer, you are able to check out 3 applications: the news, the shop, and the chat, though the servers for it are down for today. You can buy items and get them delivered to your house, and every day new stuff appears. After a bit, Jim will feel tired, so you have to go to bed. Suddenly, you wake up in the middle of the night and have to check the closets to make sure that there's nothing inside of your house. After doing so, you can go to sleep knowing that you're safe. The next day, the chat app works and the news talks about how a man was missing and that he disappeared in his own house. Strange. The next day, even more people go missing, and every night got even more weird. For example, the TV turned itself on, and I got a message from a guy with a dark profile picture saying, Day 5. On this day, in this shop, you can find barricades, a hammer, and a black square. The sky turned red. This is the final day. You barricade the windows and not the door? What are you doing, Jim? Waking up in the middle of the night, you get another message.
Keep quiet and stay calm. Don't make a sound.
All of a sudden, the TV turns on, giving your location to whatever is out there. Jim pulls out the black square as something is scratching and knocking on the door. The square reveals to be a gun.
What? Wait,
That was Jim's computer, a horror game that masks itself as an old Roblox game. I think it deserves a 7 out of 10. Have I proved my point of these horror games not being scary? Well, yes, but actually no. To get the best results, I'd have to play every horror game on Roblox. And even these 9 I've done have been a lot. Imagine like 100. Heck, even 1000. But after playing these games, I can safely say that Roblox's horror experiences are not its shining light. Now, if you think that I've played the wrong games, comment down below your suggestions, and maybe I'll do a second part in the future. Please, don't suggest doors because I find the game more frustrating than scary. The 50th door can get pretty tense and the 100th door is a bit unsettling, but other than that, the game isn't scary. Also, Nico's Next Box deserves its own video. I don't find liminal spaces that scary. That means apeirophobia is not horrifying. Matter of fact, I think the monsters are pretty goofy in design. If you think that some of the games that I've talked about in this video are scary, that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is the fact that many people overreact to these silly experiences, which I find very fun to play with a couple of friends or even alone. Why am I complaining about horror games made for children? I don't know. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this video, consider liking it or even subscribing. Goodbye.
Alright, don't try this shit at home. What the fuck?